The Rams opened the season at home against the Saints with number 74, Merlin Olsen, beginning what was to be one of his best seasons in an already distinguished career. Behind the lead sweep blocking of number 68, Mike LaHood, Bob Thomas raced for 144 yards, his best day as a pro. The Rams blasted New Orleans 34-14.
Last year, the Rams were upset on opening day by the Saints, and this year, New Orleans seemed to be trying even harder. But don't let these next two touchdowns fool you, because Archie Manning to number 41, Bob Newland, came when the Rams had the game salted. And Manning to number 46, Dan Abramowitz, came even later than that. In fact, there was only 1 second left in the game. But what came earlier was Ram defensive domination, like that of number 74, Merlin Olsen. And Merlin Olsen accompanied by the marauding horde. As for the offense, running back Bob Thomas, number 35, took care of business. He was ably assisted by number 45, Jim Bertelsen. But Thomas was on center stage as he rampaged for 123 yards in the first half. He set up this Roman Gabriel touchdown pass to Jack Snow, which gave the Rams a 20-0 lead. Then number 19, Jim Nettles, stole a Saints pass to set up some more Rams scoring. Larry Smith did the honors. The rest was Bob Thomas, who totaled 2 touchdowns, 144 yards rushing, and an 8-yard average per carry on 18 tries. And the Rams look good all the way around, as the 34-14 score will attest.
In Chicago, the Rams faced the Bears, who couldn't figure a way to crack the mighty Los Angeles defense. Number 85, Jack Youngblood, was outstanding, and Los Angeles gave up only 13 points. However, 10 minutes before game time, Roman Gabriel came up sore-armed, and number 12, Pete Beathard, started. But with his timing off, the Rams could manage only 13 points themselves.
This is not Chicago coach Abe Gibron, who's giving some last-minute instructions to quarterback John Hewitt. This is Chicago coach Abe Gibron, and although he has yet to win a game, he is smiling because he has just found out that this man will not be starting for the Rams. For once again, Roman Gabriel is injured. However, the Ram defense started fast. They were led by number 74, Merlin Olsen, who's been very tough so far this year. And it was the Los Angeles defense in the person of number 21, Gene Howard, and his theft that put the Rams ahead. Then Roman Gabriel came in. It would have been better if he hadn't. Gary Lyle, number 44, picked off this pass. And then Bobby Douglas connected with number 82, tight end Earl Thomas. And in a game that saw every score come as a result of turnovers and mistakes, the Rams were not to be outdone. The Rams' last two mistakes led to two Chicago field goals, which led to two 13s being posted on the scoreboard. How unlucky for both of them.
In the fourth week of the season, the San Francisco 49ers came to the Coliseum, and it was important that the Rams begin to click again. So Coach Tommy Prothro changed the style of the Ram attack in order to make up for Roman Gabriel's arm problems. The Rams' passing attack was based on short tosses in unexpected situations to number 29, Joe Sweet, number 80, Bob Klein, and number 13, Lance Rensel. Special plays were added to keep the 49er defense off balance. But above all, the Rams relied on their running game and their great veteran offensive line of Charlie Cowan, Tom Mack, Ken Iman, Joe Schiavelli, Harry Shue, and John Williams blasted open huge holes as the Rams runners rampaged. The Ram offensive line has been among the best for years, and most of them have been together as a unit since 1966. And so it was, with the offensive line leading the charge, an unleashed whirlwind, every man giving everything to the team effort, the Rams blew past the 49ers. Number 42, Dave Elmendorf, was all over the field as he intercepted two passes, giving everything, lifting the defense. Jack Snow, number 84, gave it everything as he caught 8 passes, his most ever as a pro, and raced for 2 touchdowns. The 31-7 destruction of the 49ers had been an all-out team victory, a physical and mental triumph by 40 men who had gotten themselves up as a team and gone out and won as a team.
This harried commuter type is not running for the 8-12. But what Los Angeles coach Tommy Prothro is hurrying to see is a healthy Roman Gabriel. Recently, Gabe's arm problems have caused the Rams to appear as an up-and-down ball club. And last Sunday, with arch-rival San Francisco in town, the Rams needed a cannon arm. What Ram fans got at first was more of a mortar shot as wide receiver Lance Rensel hit wide receiver Jack Snow. And then Roman answered all medical questions as he too hit Jack Snow, who galloped in for the first score of the game. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, quarterback John Brody couldn't find anyone to take a handoff, so he was thrown for a loss. His troubles were compounded when he couldn't find anyone willing to catch a pass either. And it looked like the 49ers were in for their 9th failure in 10 tries against the Rams. But then Johnny Lightning decided to take care of things himself. Brody's score tied the game at 7, but that was the last the 49ers would see of the Rams all day. Number 33, Willie Ellison, jolted the Ram running game to life as he punched into the belly of the 49er defense. And Roman Gabriel fired passes with laser beam precision to number 13, Lance Rensel. Lance thought he deserved a touchdown for his troubles. No matter, though, because the Rams got it on the very next play. Soon after, number 35, Bob Thomas, began churning out some of his 142 rushing yards that led to another Los Angeles score. The not-to-be-forgotten Ram defense played its part as number 42, Dave Elmendorf, stole John Brody's wobbler. Capitalizing on Elmendorf's theft, Roman Gabriel again threaded the needle to Jack Snow, who raced 57 yards to the end zone. Number 38, Larry Smith, put the faltering 49ers out of their misery as he loped 68 yards on this play and then later took it in to make the final score Rams 31, 49ers 7. But it really wasn't that close. And now that the Rams are all alone at the top of their division, it's their turn to look over their shoulders to see who's going to make the next run at them. Philadelphia Eagle fans are not known for their patience. And this season, they've had reason for somber looks and a stern countenance. But some Eagle fans have found reason to laugh optimistically. And some have even found reason to applaud and cheer. The reason they cheer is because they're sure rookie quarterback John Reeves will find a way to work things out. But last week against the Los Angeles Rams, John Reeves wasn't able to move his team anywhere. This juggling interception by number 19, Jim Nettles, set up the Rams' first touchdown, a 1-yarder by Willie Ellison. Then number 79, Coy Bacon, stormed in and helped force a Reeves fumble, which Bacon recovered and which set up another Los Angeles score. The now harried Reeves began to force the issue, but nothing eluded the Ram defense. From deep in his own territory, Roman Gabriel began to go to his receivers. On this play, he lofted a beautifully timed pass to number 13, Lance Rensel, good for 33 yards. And then an Eagle piling on penalty added 15 yards to that. On the very next play, Gabriel went to number 49, John Love, who was uncovered in the end zone and whose touchdown put the Rams up 27-3. The Eagles countered by replacing the rookie Reeves with veteran Pete Lisk, number 14. The difference was hardly noticeable. The Rams recovered, and on the next play, number 45, Jim Bertelsen, swept in for the final score, which made it Rams 34, Eagles 3. For Philadelphia fans, players, coaches, and management, it's been a long season already with 5 losses in 5 games. Maybe it's true what Harold Jackson, number 29 of the Eagles, says, "We're all trying too hard. I know I am." Well, whatever the problem is, the Eagles will have a new one if they don't start winning soon, because 65,000 unhappy people can throw a lot of debris onto a football field.
In Week 5, the Rams journeyed to Philadelphia to meet the Eagles. With number 79, Coy Bacon, leading the assault, the Eagle offense either folded up or fumbled away. And when Bacon was done sizzling, Jack Youngblood kept the pressure on. Number 24, Clancy Williams, shut down the corner, and the Eagles' passing game was rendered ineffective by number 21, Gene Howard, and number 19, Jim Nettles. With the defense smothering the Philadelphia efforts, the Rams were able to build a big lead. Number 45, fast-developing rookie Jim Bertelsen, slashed in for 1 score. And then the Rams' air game soared high and free. John Love's touchdown catch put the Rams over 30 points for the 2nd straight week as they shot down the Eagles 34-3. The Bengals were in Los Angeles in Week 6 for a game that meant much to the standings of both teams within their divisions. It was a day that saw the Rams special teams perform admirably as courageous Jim Bertelsen recovered a fumble on the opening kickoff that led to a 7-0 Ram lead. Then a kick by conference punting champion Dave Chappell was bounced off the leg of the fast-pursuing Dean Halverson, and Joe Sweet and number 46 Roger Williams turned the bounce into a safety as the Rams increased their lead. Linebacker Ken Geddes, number 36, led a defensive charge that had the Bengals reeling. But then a tricky triple handoff led to a Cincinnati touchdown. When the Rams tried a similar play, it was also good for a Bengals score, and with the game tied at 12 and practically no time remaining, the Rams began an amazing pressure drive. They gouged yardage up the middle. Then a rifle shot. And yardage on a penalty. And then, with 3 seconds left, David Ray kicked a game-winning 32-yard field goal. Oh my, the Rams at 4-1-1 were on top in the NFC West. Even though the Rams had reached their peak, the road ahead was to be uphill.
Last week, Southern California Sunshine and 75,000 fans were ready for the first-place Western Division showdown between Los Angeles and Atlanta. But Falcon coach Norm Van Brocklin was taught to be skeptical of even the most ideal conditions. Before the game, he was caught checking wind currents, even though his team had rushed for 294 yards against the Rams 5 weeks before on the way to a 31-3 victory. But the Rams remember that game too, and led by number 74 Merlin Olsen, they slammed the Falcon running game down. Number 17 Bob Berry was willing to improvise, so he used his running backs in another role. Number 43 Dave Hampton scored on a flare pattern, and Berry liked what he saw. He adjusted his game plan and went to the air for a strike to number 82 Ken Burrow. But the play was called back when Berry was caught throwing from 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. This bit of good fortune was all the help that the defense would need. The Ramrodders cut into Berry's passing effectiveness with 2 interceptions, this one by linebacker Jim Purnell, number 53. As for the Ram air arm, it was still gimpy. So number 18, Roman Gabriel, threw sparingly and with little effect. Two Ram receivers teamed up on this incompletion, but the passing game wasn't needed as Los Angeles turned the tables on Atlanta and beat the Falcons with their own robust running attack. Willie Ellison and rookie Jim Bertelsen, number 45, accounted for most of the 202 yards rushing in both touchdowns. The running game and 2 David Ray field goals gave the Rams a 20-7 advantage. Then it was time for the on-again, off-again Ram defense to show its invincible side and clinch the victory. The Rams' 20-7 win gave them a game-and-a-half lead in the West and left the rumpled Falcons marveling at what a difference a few weeks can make.
Against Denver, the passing game misfired, and the Rams were stunned, 16-10. A loss to the Minnesota Vikings followed the Denver upset. And in New Orleans, scoring chances slipped away again, and again, and again. But as tough as this stretch of bad track was, not one Ram gave up. Not one Los Angeles player quit.
As college coaches, John Ralston and Tommy Prothro had met before in the Coliseum. And this time, as usual, Ralston was out for an upset. Floyd Little did his part with 79 yards, 24 of them on the longest play of the game. Then quarterback Charlie Johnson passed to Jerry Simmons in the end zone, and Denver held a surprising 7-0 lead at the half. But the Rams' ferocious foursome made sure that Johnson threw no more touchdown passes. In the third quarter, Roman Gabriel brought the Rams a tie with a sore-armed lob to Jack Snow in the end zone. The Rams defense set up a go-ahead field goal when Charlie Johnson was intercepted by burly middle linebacker Marlon McKeever, number 86. But the Rams could accomplish no more. The Broncos took full advantage of Gabriel's sore arm and held Los Angeles to only 9 first downs. With 3 fourth-quarter field goals by Jim Turner, Denver walked off with a 16-10 victory over the sleepwalking Rams.
Despite their late-season defeats, 2 key wins kept the Rams in the title race. The first was a return match in the 8th week with the Atlanta Falcons, who scored once and then not again. The Rams defense crushed and crumpled the Falcons. Jim Purnell, number 53, put down the Atlanta air attack. Jim Bertelsen continued to develop as a star on his way to the 3rd highest season rushing total of any Ram rookie in history. His score gave the Rams a big 20-7 win. Los Angeles was still very much in the title.
Although they were still only 1 game over 500, the Minnesota Vikings were ranked first in the NFC in total defense, just ahead of Tommy Prothrow's Rams, who were second. That was before last Sunday's game. It all started innocently enough with Roman Gabriel lobbing sore-arm passes to a variety of Ram receivers. Jim Bertelsen scored the game's first touchdown despite some rough handling by number 58 Wally Hilgenberg. In the first half, the Rams built up a surprising 20-10 lead, mostly because of Roman Gabriel's equally surprising 13 completions in 15 attempts. The second half was very different. On the first play from scrimmage, Willie Ellison was tackled by Jim Marshall. The ball came loose, and Paul Krause found an easy 30-yard path to the end zone. On the next series, faced with 3rd and 14, Fran Tarkenton looked for his old buddy Bill Brown, who certainly doesn't act like the oldest running back in the league. Brown's 76-yard play put the Vikings ahead for the first time 24-20, but only until Willie Ellison set up the go-ahead touchdown for Los Angeles. At the end of 3 quarters, the Rams led 27-24. But on the first Viking series of the 4th period, Fran Tarkenton went long for John Henderson. Henderson's 70-yard touchdown put Minnesota ahead again, this time 31-27. And just 2 plays later, Roman Gabriel threw the game's only interception to Bobby Bryant. Tarkenton again found Bill Brown, and the Minnesota lead increased 38-27. The Rams were not done yet. Gabriel fluttered a pass to Jack Snow, good for 29 yards. In all, Jack Snow caught 8 for 112 yards, while Willie Ellison ran for 104 yards and the touchdown which brought the Rams close once again, 38-34. Close was not good enough because in the very next series, Tarkenton once again went long, this time Fran to John Gilliam. Gilliam's 66-yarder gave Tarkenton 4 touchdowns and over 300 yards passing, and Viking fans could barely contain themselves. For the day, Roman Gabriel hit 25 of 33, including 1 final touchdown to rookie Joe Sweet. All told, the 2 top-ranked defensive teams in the conference gave up 86 points and over 800 yards, and it's no wonder that the Coliseum scoreboard just couldn't cope with it. Coach Bud Grant explained, "We used our warm weather offense. Whatever it was, Minnesota won it 45-41.
The game with Minnesota was billed as a defensive battle since the Vikings and Rams were 1 and 2 in the NFC in defense. And there was some defense plays. The Viking defenders turned a Los Angeles fumble into a score. From there on out, it was all offense. Touchdown for touchdown. 6 for 6. While the Vikings hit on the big plays, the Rams put together powerful, well-planned drives. Jim Bertelsen scored once with a great second effort. But it was nullified by Minnesota and another big play. Again, the Rams came back, this time with Willie Ellison, and trailed at 38-34. But every time Los Angeles got to within striking distance, Fran Tarkenton hit them with a bomb. Even as time was running out, the Rams put together one last scoring drive. Although Joe Sweet's touchdown wasn't enough, the 45-41 loss proved that the Rams had never quit in what had been a spectacular game, but a tough loss.
In New Orleans, the Saints went looking for their second victory of the season when Gumbo II welcomed the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams dominated play in the early minutes, but though they moved the ball well, they had to settle for a 3-0 advantage at the end of the first period. Then Archie Manning sparked the Saints, connecting with Danny Abramowitz down the sidelines on a 34-yard play. Archie completed the 79-yard drive on the 13th play, keeping and sweeping 5 yards for 6. In the third period, the Rams' Jim Bertelsen scored on a 5-yard run after a 63-yard drive in 6 plays, making it Rams 13, Saints 10. But on the next series, Archie drove the Saints back 64 yards in 7 plays, hitting number 41 Bobby Newland on a 23-yard touchdown pass. New Orleans led by 3, but the Rams evened it up. Then Archie moved New Orleans into field goal range with just 6 seconds left. Number 9, Happy Feller, converted a 33-yarder to break the tie, and Happy, after a not-so-happy tenure with the unhappy Philadelphia Eagles, was happy once more. as New Orleans further jeopardized the Rams' playoff hopes, beating Los Angeles final New Orleans 19, LA 16.
Race when they again met the 49ers in a Monday night must game in Week 12. And again, the Rams rose to the occasion as a team. Early in the game, they unveiled Formation 0. And the confused 49ers never recovered. Not once all night were the 49ers able to sack Roman Gabriel, who threw the Rams into the lead. His strikes to Willie Ellison and Bob Klein gave the Rams a 26-16 lead, which the defense protected well. Number 90, rookie Larry Brooks moved into the front four and gave a veteran performance. Jim Nettles doused the 49ers' attempt to catch fire. Number 44, Al Clark, cut off San Francisco's last chance and kept the 49ers winless against the Rams in 10 of their last 11 games. With only 2 weeks to go, victories over the Cardinals and the Lions could put the Rams into the playoffs. But in St. Louis, on a bitter, white, cold day, the offensive fire flickered low, sputtered, and went out. The Cardinals went on to win in an upset, and in the last week the Rams lost to the Lions to end a 6-7-1 season, which at times seemed like a bad dream.
Being coach of this year's version of the Los Angeles Rams has been a walking nightmare. Game after game, Coach Tommy Prothro has witnessed the numerous miscues of his unhealthy quarterback Roman Gabriel and the rest of the Rams offense. Last week against the Lions, an inconsistent Los Angeles defense sometimes managed to sparkle. In the early going, Landry's problems included Jim Nettles, number 19, who managed to snare a tip pass and move the Rams into scoring position before an irritated Greg Landry put him down hard. Then Gabriel connected with Lance Rensel, number 13, to push the Rams into the lead. Rookie Jim Bertelsen, number 45, exploded for 60 yards on a punt return, but was eventually grounded on the Lions' 7-yard line, only to have the inconsistent Ram offense prove unable to capitalize with a score. With the Rams now faltering, Greg Landry combined with tight end Charlie Sanders, number 88, for a near touchdown. Then number 42, Algie Taylor, took a handoff and plunged over for the Lion tally. Once again, the Rams' sore-armed inconsistency hurt them badly, and Detroit's Rudy Redmond hurt them even worse by intercepting Gabriel's pass and jaunting 88 yards to the end zone. Charlie Sanders continued to evade the Rams' defense and advanced the Lions' score by gathering in 2 short Landry tosses for touchdowns. In a battle of little consequence, the Lions soundly subdued the ever-faltering Rams in the season finale of a disappointing year for both teams.
Despite their 6-7-1 record, there had been some outstanding performers for the Rams in '72, such as number 89, Fred Dreyer, defensive end. Number 90, Larry Brooks, a super find who moved into the front 4 and provided great run-stopping ability. Safety Jim Nettles led the Rams with 6 interceptions. Los Angeles rushing record, who, though injured most of '72, gave a glimpse of big things to come. Next year, there'll be new players, a new coach, and a new look in uniforms for Carroll Rosenblum's Rams. Because a team's uniform is its outward symbol, the Rams have changed to one with more color, sparkle, and glamour, but with a rich tradition reminiscent of the early Ram years. The new look will prevail in both home and away uniforms and will symbolize a team that has changed much in one short year. A team that can look to the future, and a coach who is confident that in 1973, the Los Angeles Rams are going to go into every game with the winning edge.